Hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers, especially those ones inside our group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today is our 128th episode. Let's talk about content, and content is king. Today we will introduce the 12 best strategies for your content is king practice. So how many of you, I'm just wondering, let's have some interaction, okay? Have some chat before we start formally. Because normally I want to know my audience, and even though you are watching this replay, okay, don't worry. I always check all these comments because we will get automatic notifications. I will always reply, have interaction, so that will be fun, okay? Otherwise, it's just like, okay, content. Let's talk about it. Many of you maybe heard about many marketers will tell you, oh, you do not need, they teach you some strategies that you do not need create content. They will say, oh, you just do this and that and a shortcut, right? Make money, become successful. Of course, they define success as just making money, and you can get some quick money. For example, their strategies normally will be like either webinar, workshop, or whatever, right? They have some kind of a just shortcut or high tickets, right? That's quite popular. And you have some strategy calls, and you just get people to, or you get someone like appointment setters or like closers, all those steps, right? Just they focus on get the revenue, close the deal. But here, why we're talking about content? Sounds like a content is already outdated. Is that true? It's not, okay. So if you are a visionary entrepreneur, you are still like watching every day online to like even just be curious to learn what's going on in the market. Especially the best position is if you have some role models, those great ones, the best and successful ones in the market. If you still follow them, observe what they are doing, and you will find the trend in the market. And found that, especially, for example, I follow Tony Robbins, Dean Gross-Assey, Russell Brunson, Ed Mylett, Myron Golden, all those top ones in the market who are not just making billions of dollars every year, right? The revenues, and they are billionaires. At the same time, they are impacting millions of people's lives every day. So what's their secret? Have both profit and also impact, right? Is that what you want? I just want to make sure that if you just want to make quick money, and of course it's okay for you just to forget about content, because this is like time consuming. This could be like putting a lot of efforts there as well, and you just want easy quick success, easy quick money, and go ahead and to follow those marketers and listen to what the strategy they are teaching you, right? Make some strategist calls and just make money, serve dozens of people. You do not need to serve so many people. You just serve dozens of people a year. You can make $1 million. That's what they are teaching. And yes, it worked for some people, and it's okay, totally okay if you like that way. But if you are abundant entrepreneurs who are driven for your purpose, for your passion, and carrying a mission, right? You are here to specifically transform other people's lives, and that will make you feel more fulfilling. In addition to money, right? We're not just talking about we do not want to make money. We're just here to serve. No, we want both. We want both, make profit, make money, and also at the same time serve people, fulfill our call, and fulfill our purpose here on the land, right, on the earth, and also really use all our gifts and talents. So if you are this kind of abundant entrepreneurs, you are in the right place, okay? We are here today talking about the content is king. And every day, if you observe in the market, those ones who are really influencers and impactors, and also including those marketers, like for example, those SEO experts who are really creating great SEO results, like search engine optimization results. Some of you may be not familiar with what is SEO, right? On Google, if you search for Google, you search for content. Actually, you were searching for content. Even the ChatGPT, why the AI is so famous, so impactful now. Why? Because the content. They get all this existing content in the market. They have like a cloud calculation or cloud whatever, like a algorithm or everything, and get all this best information combined together, and then quickly by your search. It's just like they are creating some new search, this AI searching, okay? They want to replace maybe Google, something like that. It's just like by your search, you get the content and by any kind of a question or like topic, you can get the best already consolidated content video, and then you could use that for whatever purpose, right? That's why Google so far, and YouTube as well. YouTube is just like a video based, like almost like a search engine as well. It's part of Google as well. And all these things, what's their secrets? They are successful because their content, okay, content, valuable content. That's why all those most top ones, including technologies and including those influencers, right? They are successful because of the content. So that's why today we're talking about content. That's why in our image you can still see that content is king, and this will never, this kind of, it's just like this kind of a principle, philosophy will never die. Content is king, because as a human beings, we are here no matter what kind of a like even AI or what kind of advanced technologies or products we consume. We are humans. We have the needs. We have the content needs. Okay, we need content. Everybody just basically need content. Remember, for example, if you let's say Instagram, your favorite Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, what are you doing? You are consuming content, and we have the needs for content. Okay, every day, even though maybe in the future the society will be so advanced that many of our jobs will be replaced by AI, by robots, right? And our human beings, we still have the need to consume content. We need content, inspirations, and especially in the future, right? Psychologically, spiritually, all these kind of things, and more physical things will be doing by robots, right? We will see that by like a lower end or maybe advanced robots, whatever. And but human beings will focus more on that tip of the pyramid of our needs, focus more on our minds, our thoughts, right, and our spirituality. And some of you maybe do not feel like you have that part, but psychologically, right, you have that needs. That's why when people say they did a survey in the market, they say, what's your top needs? I remember Russell asked this question, like, what's your 3 top needs, right? Like the one rated the highest is the personal development or personal growth. You know why? And because we have that needs. Everyone we want. This is part of our course or quest of our life. We are here to search for answers, search for like growth of our own lives. That's a huge part of our life. If you like, for our abundant entrepreneurs, our call is like we put 3 parts. The first one is actually your abundant self, okay, and then the second part is do what you love to do, and third one is really serve as many people as you can to make an impact and contribute to your values and your gifts. That's where you get your fulfillment. These 3 components, right? The first part you can see, actually the 3 parts of them all need content. Valuable content. Yeah, we're not talking about like any content, right? There could be some garbage content out there. There's so much pitching, and so much like just sales, right? Some people connect with you immediately, they sell to you, and those are not good. Sometimes I made that mistakes, by the way. I would admit, nobody is perfect. I made some mistakes as well through my entrepreneurship. So many mistakes, countless mistakes, but that's okay. Okay, we are here to grow. So today we're talking about not just any content, but really valuable content that inspire, content that by the way, I had another teaching about the content, all the 6 levels of content, okay? How you initially like a basic level content just give people attention, impression, but the higher level, deeper level you go, and you create more like inspirations and impact and transformations, right? Eventually it's really like a transformational kind of a content. That will be highest level. But here today, at least we talk about the valuable content, okay? With your gifts, with your talent, with your call, the content you contribute will be really generating impact there. And I love to see like whenever I create content, I always see some great like likes, feedback, and some of them, oh, this is so intriguing, oh, thank you so much for this kind of inspiring content, and thank you for this kind of a reminder. I feel like it's a great contribution, right? Even before you make any money, of course, we also pursue profits as entrepreneurs as well. Otherwise, we could not survive in this market, right? So, but that kind of feelings can really be fulfilled by money. Even though I get thousands of dollars like one day, right, for customer, they subscribe to our like I said, is enroll to our program, coaching program. Through a coaching, I really feel the most fulfillment, right? Like especially transform other people's lives and witness their change, witness their launching their business, witness they make their success. That's the most beautiful feeling. But every day, every day, even when you are not make sales, when you are sharing content, of course, those content are strategic. We're talking about strategic content as well, right? Eventually, it's for conversion, it's for high conversion. But all this content at the same time, valuable, generating impact, inspiring people, empowering people, and that also give you the fulfillment, that kind of joy, right? That you are contributing service, like Tony Robbins mentioned, those 6 levels of human needs. The top 2, right, from like certainty to uncertainty to, let me see, can I see if I can still remember, significance, then love, then growth, then contribution. Yeah, I still remember those 6 level of needs, human needs. The top 3 are like from love, connection to personal growth, right? Your growth, and then the contribution. That's the highest level of human needs. So when you can contribute, you get fulfillment and joy, happiness. And Tony Robbins also mentioned growth is happiness, right? Progress is happiness. So those top 2, and the third, I should say the top 3, because the love, connection, when you create and contribute great content, that help you to connect with your potential audience and clients, right? You cannot get all the people immediately become your clients. You need contribute first, okay? That's a love and connection part. When you share, when you inspire people, when you have the both like your life's transformation stories and also your best skills and also your like vulnerability, even that part, right? And really connect with people. And then at the same time, when you share, when you contribute, you grow as well. I feel like so much kind of like abundant growth through my content creation and also contribution. So every day, like including this this Momentum Monday, today is our 128th episode. You know that we've been doing this weekly, and so it's over 2 years already. I feel this is more pleasant to me than to even my like my audience, right? Because this is helping me grow, and I could contribute better and better content to you. Can you imagine that? Already over 2 years weekly, we never really repeat any kind of a topic. We always have new creativity, new values, and new levels of growth and contribution to our, not just market, but the society. For example, yesterday I shared, by the way, I will maybe mention that example later when I talk about these 12 strategies. I promise we will share all the details with you, okay? So that's why the content is king. Content is king. It's not just for marketing purpose, right? I know it's so popular in the market. People call like a content marketing, but here is not just marketing. Marketing, yes, super important for your business success, but here we're talking about a content that will enrich, not just like help you grow and enrich your audience, cultivate your audience, connect with them, and help you keep growing, right? And keep challenge yourself at the same time. It's challenges, and then at the same time, cultivate your market, cultivate your tribe, attract leads into your world, and so eventually convert. I'm using those, I know, those like marketing or sales technology terminologies, right? Even though it sounds not like good, but we can use those terminologies to say strategically content is serving that purpose. It's helping eventually convert like a cold market to a warm market to your needs, right? And to your eventual clients. You need that to serve them. So it's okay we use those marketing terminologies. Not everybody love that, but it's true, right? It's just fact. No matter how fancy name you may change. Let's see if we can change some fancy name, like you cultivate or serve your market, right? I don't want to sugarcoat, right? Like some people I know, many of our entrepreneurs in our group, they are, let's say, life coaches, relationship coaches, right? And like spirituality coaches, health coaches, and maybe you do not like those marketing sales words, but bear with me with that, and we just use those words to help you easier to understand and eventually how you could turn those needs into your paid clients, so you could serve them with your purpose, with your passion, with your expertise, with your like skills, right? And that's eventually, no matter how we describe this process, but all are similar. We are here to serve them. So you want really contribute, cultivate them, eventually let them realize that you can help them, right? Your service, even the free one, even the free content is valuable, and they would love to get more of it, and they would eventually love your coaching and your help, right? Like your in-depth help. And that would be the purpose for us to contribute all through the way. Okay, so even, by the way, even the best content, okay, the greatest content is similar to the best business, is like or your core, right? Even when you are not making money, even though you are not feeling like well, like you are sick, or you whatever is like whatever happened in your life, right? You would still do it, right? Including the business and including the content, you would still do it to contribute your values. That's the greatest one, because that's truly from your heart. It's not just for like making sales kind of a purpose, but you are here to contribute, and that truly transform people's lives and connect with people. Because in this world, there's so many artificial stuff. There's so many like so much like visual thing, right? Virtual, I say, visual or virtual things. And people need real human connection. Remember, that's our top 3, right? That's a top 3rd one. And we need the true connections. And by creating great content, you are contributing to that purpose. You are building true connections. And that's eventually, like we're doing business, eventually I say, it's not what you're doing, okay? It's who you are working with, who you are contributing with, who you are serving. Those who, the human, the beings, right, are what really matter, no matter what you do. Okay, like I could today, for example, and now just feel, even though I know coaching is my ideal way, is also my purpose way, but at the same time, for example, today I could do other things, I could do anything. I also have a finance business, for example, even though it's not my top passion. I would admit, I would be honest, right? But I know it's super important for families, for like those, especially those struggling families, to have better planning habits, and saving habits, and also investment habits, safe investment, and really help the families to be financial independent, and also eventually even like a higher level is freedom, right? That's super important. So even though it's not my top like a passion, because my number 1 is really like empower people right here, but eventually use that kind of a vehicle. I also empower people, I also serve people with my passion, with my inspirations. And then eventually I found, no matter what I do today, even I am just a janitor, right? Like Tony Robbins started his career like a janitor. Even I would be just as a janitor, I will be the best janitor, because you know what? I will not just do cleaning on the floor or on the environment. I will do cleaning at the same time on people's soul and their hearts and their mind as well, because I will always keep sharing. Like people, or my kids sometimes say, oh mom, you can make friends anywhere, right? When I go outside to chat with some people and strangers, and then immediately we could like became friends, because I truly care about them, because I would always contribute my best resources, my best thinking, my best knowledge, my best inspirations to help them. That's just like a genuine part of me. And I believe many of you are like this, right, as well. That's why you are attracted to our Abundant Entrepreneurs group. By the way, I had the manifesto, Abundant Entrepreneurs Manifesto. I share some, I should definitely share more, right? And make sure that you, if you did not find it, DM me, okay, direct message me. I will send that. It's a beautiful like a framework with our Abundant Entrepreneurs Manifesto, about claim who we are, our identity, our faith, our determination. It's so powerful. If you did not get that, make sure to remind me. I will send that to you. Okay, so that's like our Abundant Entrepreneurs are all here to contribute, no matter what we do, because that's our core. That's who we are. That's our being. It's already in our DNA, right? It's like even though maybe, like for example, next week, after next week, we will travel back to China for a whole 1 month summer vacation with kids. Wherever I go, I just, because my being is with me, right? Wherever I go, whichever like opportunities I see, I would help people, inspire people, empower people. So my coaching is not just in my coaching business. My coaching is in my living. Okay, I'm not there to really like to say, oh, I'm here to build just my brand, right? And so I'm doing this for my brand or doing this for my business. No, I'm just doing this for any stranger, and who I may not meet them anymore the rest of my life, or we just meet them one time. but I just feel like this is my call. Okay, it's just like a unconsciously I would do it. That's in our being. Okay, that's in our DNA. That's in our coding. That's why it's our Abundant Entrepreneurs Manifesto. We are gathered here. We are on this earth. Our call is to transform and change other people's lives. We're here to contribute to that part, right? It's just like our honor, our blessing to become a blessing to other people's lives. So that's why here today we're talking about content. Okay, let's get back to our strategies, because you are here interested in those 12 strategies. Okay, so by the way, before the pandemic, I created this called Content Creator for Expert and Leaders. Don't worry about it today, even though I'm review this, but after this video, I will share the link under my video. You will get the link to get your free copy. Okay, and totally for free. And by the way, of course, if you want upgrade, just a few bucks, you can get advanced copy. Okay, but even the basic one, the Content Creator for Expert and Leaders, is already great content with 12 categories for the strategic and attractive content. So today, that's why I'm talking about this 12 best strategies how you can create content, become the king or queen of content. Okay, and also like make sure that you get our manifesto, like I mentioned. Okay, because this is at first empower your being, and then your content will be on that unstoppable position or status. Okay, so content is not just like boring stuff. Oh, this is so difficult. Like you may get like author's blocks. I don't know, how do you call that? It's just like some blind spots, right? You feel like, oh, I'm stuck in here. I do not have inspirations to create any content. How many of you feel that, right? As an entrepreneur, and then many of you know that content is important, but every day when you're sitting in front of a camera, or maybe not even camera, you're afraid of camera, okay, and you're just sitting in front of the, your computer or desktop, or even your cell phone. Now cell phone is almost like your laptop, right? I work on both, and you will wonder, oh, what could I share today? How many of you would admit that you feel sometimes you get stuck and you feel like so hesitating, you get some idea and then you overthinking and you could not make it, right? How many of you let that day pass by? How many of you feel like creating content is challenging? At the beginning, years ago, I felt that way as well. I said, oh, what should I share? And all those ones that share so great content there, right? You feel like stress, you feel pressure, you feel like you have to create content. Don't. Today, the purpose here is to help you understand you do not have to create content. The first 20 minutes I shared is help you understand you would love to create content. You would enjoy creating content. And now for me, every day if I do not create some content to share, I feel my life is missing a meal. Okay, how many of you love eating meal? I'm a Chinese, okay, original Chinese. I'm still Chinese. So anyway, from my face, I'm still Chinese. Anyway, I do not want to change it. And I'm proud of me being Chinese, and we are foodies, okay? We love eating great gourmet food, and we are creator of great food as well. And I come from Sichuan province, the hot pot, spicy cuisines place. You know that we are famous for spicy food, so I'm especially good gourmet person, okay? So my kids are now like that. Our whole family is good foodie person, and every week we may try some new dishes, new cuisines. We will explore different restaurants. We also create our own. But my point is here is like not just for the food, but it's just like a content would be one day. Initially, maybe you still feel like a hesitant or reluctant to create your content, right? But here I want to let you know, the more you create content, and initially you feel like it's a must. If this is for your call, for your purpose, for your fulfillment, okay, for your eventually your joy and your abundance, okay, for your life's quality, you would want to create content, and eventually you will find the more you practice, eventually you'll find and you could not live without content, just like you could not live without your good food, right? I will feel so miserable if I do not have a good food. But anyway, I could be vegetarian, I could be so many ways, right? With meat or without meat, I could be anything. I could be flexible, but I'm telling you that content, great content, will be like spiritual and mental food that when you create, you will enjoy it so much, because you will first feed yourself. You will enjoy that, and then you share with the world. It's just like you are sharing the best dishes with the world. By the way, I'm a great host. Whenever I invite my friends or like families into my home to eat, I bring some food to contribute to my potluck, I would feel like, oh my God, this is like a great contribution. I would love that experience, right? Because I love to give. I love creating and also giving, and that's a great experience. So now the great content will exactly be like a great gourmet foods when you serve people. How many of you enjoy serving people your best dishes, your favorites, right? Food. And some of you, maybe you're not a good chef. I could understand that part. Many of you do not. A kid that almost never cook. His best way is just like go to restaurant, buy food, right? It's just that's his way because he does not want to clean. He does not want to prepare. People like efficient people like them, right? Those men, especially those men there, and they just want to have a quick, easy, buy food, and of course they love gourmet food as well, right? But sometimes they maybe have some fast, quick food. But anyway, enjoy something like if you can create something. Maybe dishes is not for you, then think about some other things that you would love to create and give, and you enjoy it. Any hobbies in your life, right? Maybe you have some hobbies you want to share with people, and eventually content will be like that. When you share, you feel that joy, you feel that giving, you feel that contribution. Remember, the contribution is our top needs. When we can contribute, you feel more fulfillment, joy in your life. Okay, so because you feel more valuable of your life. Every one of us wants to feel valuable. When you do not feel valuable, like your life is useless or it's not contributing that much, that even though that's the top needs, right? Your life will feel not so fulfilled. Definitely not the highest level of fulfillment. Okay, so that's why. Okay, let's get back to our strategies. So this strategy, let me quickly review mine. I still remember 12 of them, but I won't review this one. You will get exactly what I'm reviewing. Okay, you will get those 12 categories of strategic and attractive content. If you get the link later after I share with it, content creator for expert and leaders. Okay, so the 12 categories, let me quickly review with you, and then later you could download them and to read the details. Okay, with this you will never be out of your ideas because it's 12 categories. Every category within a category we also give in that in our free like content creator, we give you 52 strategic topics you can use just as examples, and there's some examples inside of it as well. Okay, so basically you get unlimited ideas from it. Let's say there's 12. Okay, the categories 1 is like your daily themes through a week. I remember initially in my Abundant Entrepreneurs group, we have this like every day from Monday to Sunday. Now at my level, I do not strictly follow that. But if you just create your community, your tribe, it's good for you to have like a daily theme. So it will be easy for you to find like related topics, right? So that's an easier beginner level, like a daily themes through week. But when you get to a more advanced level, you do not just want to stick to every day's like a theme. That will be a little bit like a mechanical, right? And if you just repeat it for quite some weeks, you will feel like mechanical. Unless you are very creative every day, even though the same theme, you can create totally different topics. That will be still good. Okay, you can still use this strategy when you are advanced. Definitely okay. Or for example, now my Momentum Monday. Just a perfect example. Every Monday I have a Momentum Monday in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, inside of our Abundant Entrepreneurs group, Facebook group. We do this live video. But every week is different topics, right? All related to our entrepreneurs, from your mindset to your content, to your niche, to your launching your business, right? To all these kind of like success strategies. And different weeks have different. Sometimes we even talk about finance. Sometimes we talk about, let's say, your vision and your dream board, your vision board, right? And your dream list. All this, and also content challenges. We did all these different topics. So that's still make it great content. Okay, so for example here I have some like example Monday, and now I have a Momentum Monday, or like you could have like why I use 2 M's, right, to make it like very easy for me people to remember. You could have some people have like a Motivation Monday, some people have like maybe you could have a Money Monday if you have that you have the related finance or money related niche. So it's just like all different themes you can create based on your interest. all right? And the second Tuesday, for example, to me, I created like a, what did I do? Like a transformation Tuesday, and it could also be have other like not necessary to be the same like starting with T. You could have other, right? You could have a creativity Tuesday, whatever you like, and Wednesday, Wednesday have example. For example, I have wealth Wednesday. Usually I talk about those like finance related topics, right? You have any kind of a Wednesday topic, and you could have let's say what else, well-being, if you are health related well-being, right? Wednesday, wellness Wednesday, things like that. Thursday, Thursday could be like what we had like either those T, like I mentioned earlier, like a transformation, or you can use another T, like what, different ideas. You could use, sometimes Thursday is perfect for our live event. Now every Thursday I have a live event unless I was traveling, right? So Thursday could be either live event, you could also for some promotion related, and Thursday could also be like a partnership or mastermind, all different topics you can use, okay? And you can also use ask experts, what kind of a Thursday, also people would love that to have interaction with you. And Friday you could have, now I have like Freedom Friday, or you can have like a Friendship Friday, right? Or other ones, other like Friday things. Or Friday you could have some relaxed networking related, right? So all depends on your interest. Like for example, some people may only limit it to Monday to Friday work days, right? And during weekends they want to relax. But you can also create some weekend themes, because you can just quickly facilitate and just let people feel like they're still connected with you even through the weekends, right? Like for example, Saturday I used to have like for example, Sunday sunny Saturday. I would encourage people to go outdoor to get more sunlight, some more activities, more exercise, because I love outdoor adventures, right? You could have like adventure Saturday, whatever you would call it, okay? And for hobbies, people's hobbies as well. And Sunday, normally for me, because I'm spiritual, I'm a faithful person, so Sunday I normally is for like Sabbath, and or you can call it like a Sunday spirituality Sunday, or like recharging Sunday or wisdom Sunday, whatever you call it, right? It's like uplifting, or for your being, for your enrichment, for your recharging, okay? For just a relaxation, or happiness Sunday, whatever you would call it, joy Sunday, or just like spiritual Sunday, everything. Oh yeah, super soul Sunday, I think. Yeah, Oprah Winfrey has such kind of like a topic for quite a while. She has a successful album for that, or book based on that, like super soul Sunday, something like that. Okay, so you could create from Monday to Sunday, every day different thing, right? And now the category 2 is daily quotes or your affirmations and inspirations. This is quite like this is quite creative. I remember 2018, whole year, 365 days, I did this challenge called Abundance Today challenge. So every day I create my own quotes or affirmation or aspiration, and I put in a beautiful, I created actually like over 12 or like 15, I forgot, templates, beautiful pictures and different style, different like colors, and then every day I just use the different templates to put my quote or affirmation on it, and it's quite eye-catching, and it's great to people would love that, because people love quotes, right? And you can use those famous quotes easily as well, but I personally, I love creating my own, because everybody could search online and find others, right? But if you create your own, it's quite unique. It's quite like, especially for our thought leaders, right? You have wisdom, even though you sometimes feel like stretching for you to create something, but if you really thought leader on your call and you just challenge yourself, I bet you will get. I did that 365 days every day, and every day I got my own abundance today. That's the inspiration quote. And then I had that faith for myself. I had a belief in myself that I am a great creator. I can do that. Okay, so you can do that as well. Take it challenge, and that will be a best way for you to fulfill it. Okay, so and you definitely can also search online and get inspirations and create your own, right? That's also easy way. And sometimes I create Sometimes I maybe like force myself to think and create, and sometimes I get, when you get that flow, remember that flow, you get the inspirations, it can create multiple. So sometimes a day I create multiple, so next day I could use until I get another flow. So you will not get every day like scratch your head, where's my inspiration, where's my quote, right? So get proactive. Okay, next category is your, oh, by the way, always track, right? Put the things, your inspiration, whenever have a good habit, whenever you have a journaling or like I use Evernote on my cell phone. Evernote, you can quickly, whenever you get an inspiration, even on your way or whatever, right? Don't let that fleet away, because that's your treasure. So write that down immediately, and then you can use that later. Okay, I always save multiples, and later I could like review and reflect and optimize it and make it that day's best inspiration. Okay, so that's some great tips. I hope you will help you. Now category 3, niche and keywords. Okay, this is super important, because what is really connect you with your ideal audience and clients is really like your niche content. You need to be super clear, get a clarity about your niche. By the way, we have a program, it's called Purposeful and Profitable Niche Secret online course, and plus our coaching, and there's a way for you to even get it for free. Inquire me, okay? If you become our like a coaching, like a bootcamp coaching client, you will get that online course for free. Okay, that's itself, it's already like $1,000 value. So okay, inquire me if you really interested in that part, you're still not clear about your niche, send me direct message, I could share the related information with you. Okay, so now niche and keywords, and you need to understand what is your niche, who you are helping, right? What problem you are solving, and what kind of results or benefits you are bringing to them, and related keywords. Those ones will help you marketing on your search engine, right? Get your search engine optimization, and will help you to be more foundable. Because why we're here, our challenge, one of your challenges, like how get your message to be heard or be seen by your ideal clients, right? So that's basically this is the best way. Understand your niche, get clarity, and also have your keywords. And so whatever content you share online, always use those like use tags, right? On the social media, use tags, or like on on YouTube, you have all those tags with your keywords, and in your content, write as many times as your keywords, all these related keywords. Get your list of keywords and use them everywhere you can use, right? As much as possible. And for example, all these social media posts, you can use up to 30 tags or keywords. Just use all of them, okay? So that it will help your content to be foundable and increase your visibility, right? And so different level, the keywords, I would say. Level 1 is major benefits strategies. Level 2 is extended benefits. Level 3 is core values foundation. Okay, I have all these kind of different levels of the keywords, all in this free content creator. You will get that soon. Okay, so that's a category. Let's see, and also we have so many examples. I'm now referring to this, and different levels, the content, the niche, and the keywords. Okay, make sure that you will refer to this content creator. You get plenty of ideas. Now category 4, use ask strategy. This is a wonderful, whenever you feel like you are lacking of interactions with the audience, you feel like the participation or the engagement of your audience is very low, use more of your ask strategies. Use like including what? Including challenges, including the questions, including the poll, including the vote or survey, whatever you call, right? And just get people's feedback. That's create interactions. And also questions create curiosity. Questions intrigue people's thinking. If you are just use statement, people's brain is not running. But if you are asking question with a question mark, that's what will automatically trigger people's thinking, okay? And especially if it's related to your niche, your audience, what they are interested, especially what they are struggling with, what problems, what their concern, right? And that resonate with them, that will trigger their response. Okay, so ask a question. For example, we said inquire questions by email or social media posts with or without the image. Sometimes you can use, for example, on Facebook, you can use their default picture. Remember those default background colorful, different background with some pictures with just different colors you can choose, right? That I know so far algorithm will prefer that than your own pictures. So that's one. Another one is just also you. Other people could have questions, right? You as an expert with your clarity of your niche you want to contribute, so you want to answer questions, okay? So you have both sides to do. When you answer questions, you also create interactions, okay? So that's where you can also get people's attention and get your potential leads. And also ask for feedback or vote for topics, titles, or images. And you could have a few, this one you could do either formal or let's say, I remember when we created a few logos, a few images, and you want to choose. That's popular, right? Or for your book, different covers. You want to ask people's appealing. Or some people posted a few pictures. They will say, oh, which picture is better for my marketing, for my whatever, right? People love to give feedback on those things and to connect to their preference, right? So that creates interactions as well. And the next one, you can create a formal poll or survey and give people multiple choices and let them to choose, okay? And even give them a blank extra part they can create, they can add their own appearance, right? So all those one will create your and also you can use the third parties like a Survey Monkey, or those ones create your survey. And also you can use like a funnel. Now we use a funnel, right? You can create your quiz funnel and to connect people's email because you can tell them, oh, what's people, if they are interested in learning about the service or post results, they would like to input their email address there, right? So that's all these one are great ones. Great, we called ask funnel with ask page and thank you page. That's so simple, right? And then connect people's email address. That's even better, right? Get the email into your list, become the traffic you own. That's the ideal way, okay? So that's a category 4. Now we get to category 5. Facebook Live, YouTube videos, or expert talks on podcast, Instagram, or any other media. So this is video. Okay, use videos on any platform you prefer. Initially, just focus on one. I remember I did Facebook Live. Now I'm doing Facebook Live as well, right, inside our group. And sometimes occasionally I do Facebook Live on my personal profile. And now every day I'm this year, 2023, I'm on 365 days abundance reading movement. So every day I do the YouTube live video reading, and initially I was doing that on Instagram live video as well. Now I also do Instagram live, but it's like a highlight, short, a few minutes to summarize what we did on YouTube. But YouTube have the full content, right? So, or you can choose whatever. Like some people like Instagram, some people like TikTok. But YouTube, because it's it could save long term. Yesterday we were reviewing YouTube with traffic secrets. It can save for long term, okay? And but Facebook or Instagram or like a TikTok is short lifespan. It's just like after a few 1, 2, 3 days, it's gone. Like people's not paying attention. It's like a news. You're doing like a news, but YouTube, more valuable things you want to put on YouTube because it's kind of accumulate. Okay, like a compounding, accumulate your likes or views and like a social impact. All right, so, and by the way, some of you say, oh, I'm afraid of camera. For example, now let me get back to my camera and I'm looking at you, right? Some of you say, oh, I'm not comfortable with camera. Oh, and especially for ladies, some of you are, at the beginning also really struggled. Oh, we need to put a makeup. We need to wear like fancy dressing and we need whatever, right? So all this kind of thing, you feel like you have camera fear is major because you're not confident in yourself yet, and especially for if you need public speaking, right? That's another extra fear, and you're not sure if you can really talk that great content there, right? So initially, I would encourage you to have better preparation. Now, after 2 years, right, after all these years of practice, I can quickly, just even without much preparation, just a few minutes. Once I get a topic, I can talk. But at the beginning, you want to prepare. You want to put, I remember initially I would put at least outlines there. And my daughter is like, for example, she's at her beginning, right? Speaking, she's 15 years old. Sometimes when she do some like presentation or speaking, she need to put all the content on her page. Like, oh, she get a few pages. So my God, how about it when you are speaking, you talking, you lost where you are because you have too much content, right? And that's a big challenge. And now she's practicing a little bit better. I taught her how to just put a few bullets of outline to remind you. You need to prepare to get familiar, right? Also, you need to practice. More practice make you more familiar, and then eventually you could, even without outlines, without like those bullet points, you can still talk. Okay, so like today I'm talking. Oh, by the way, I know I do have a like reference for those 12 categories, right? But sometimes those other times I just quickly get, okay, 1 2 3, that's it, 1 2 3, okay, 3 points, and then from there you expand. But you need practice to get that stage. Okay, so initially I would encourage you at least to get your bullet points, a few points like you want to share. At least you will not get lost in the middle, right? That will also bring a confidence in you, especially if you are beginners, or if you are like my daughter, you want to write more content there, and initially it may even like be so nervous you just want to read it. That's totally fine. Okay, at the beginning, if you search for my beginning part, I forgot now, but I could also have those like awkward time, right, as well. But it's fine. Every great speakers start from humble or like a lousy or bad speaker position, right? So, and especially think about English is my second language. And some of you there maybe also English is your second language. You will have a strong accent. Initially, I was afraid about this part because English is not my first language. I make so many grammar mistakes. Till today, I still make quite some grammar mistakes, and or not like exactly like what English people are speaking like that way. Okay, I use my weird way to speak. My kids many times often laugh at me till today, right? So but the more you practice, the more confidence increase. Maybe English become a little bit better, maybe, but at least my confidence increase, right? Who cares? Like I may never. Don't force me to get to that level. I may never get to that level. English may never be the strongest position, but focus on, like Dean Gross said, focus on your strength instead of your weakness. Okay, it's just like, for example, my friends visit me. The first friend visit my home, and she said, "Oh, he's messy. He's like 30. It's messy." Okay, I admit I'm not good I'm not good. Okay, I'm just not interested in doing all this house chore stuff, right? Even though I maintain my kitchen nicely, but still this is a big house. Okay, 3 floors plus basement. Of course, right? And I do not want to hire nanny now. I do not want an interruption. Whatever, my kids are older, I want them to do more house chores. So all the reasons. So it's definitely compared with them, hire nannies to do that. It's not good in their eyes. So I cleaned it, and then next time another friend come, and I already did my best, right? Cleaned everywhere, cleaning my table. She still say, "Oh, they're here, there." They still pick it out. So I will never be so good at my house chores because I do not want to waste my time for all these house chores. My time is more like focusing on, for example, studying, sharing my inspirations, and having quality time with my kids. That's my attention, that's my interest. Okay, so eventually I say, okay, whatever. I will do my maintenance, basic maintenance, and I will not force myself feel miserable to meet their standards, or even though they may say bad words behind me. Okay, tell my other friends that my house is mess. I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine. I will not put that stress on myself. I will not judge myself, say, oh, you're so bad on this and that. Okay, focus on our strengths. Nobody's perfect. We could not be good at every side of our life. Okay, but I'm happy that, of course, I appreciate their feedback. I will definitely cultivate my kids and me to do more routine maintenance. It's definitely helped, right? But at the same time, I want to focus more on what I'm good at, and will not feel so bad, miserable, being judged, and sabotage myself for the part I'm not so good at, okay, or not so interesting. I would say more like that way. Okay, so focus on your strength part. So that's what for the speaking. I get back to our speaking. If you have a fear of camera, it's totally normal. don't be judging yourself. Okay, everyone started from there. If you watch like Dean Gross-Assey, or Russell Brunson, or even Tony Robbins, their beginning videos all had strugglings, right? All like a tumbling stuff. And Russell even showed his beginning video. It's like so awkward. He's a typical introvert. He's so awkward and speaking like that. Did not know where to put his hands like that way. And Peng Joon as well, another famous like a internet business owner or like a marketer. He also shared his beginning ones. And when his mentor kept like a speaking mentor kept interrupting him. He's looked like just like a teenager. He's like he did not know what to speak, and now he's good. He can create. He did you create all this kind of content, right? So it's totally okay. Fully accept yourself. Start from like small steps. Prepare, get more prepared. Better content there in front of you. Refer to it. It's okay. And more practice later, you will feel more content to give the content, okay? And more content to show up more often. Because now I'm showing up every day. And today we will show up 2 times. One is for Momentum Monday, another one is for our abundance reading, remember? So just more practice. And you can even give yourself the challenge, for example, every week at the beginning, at least one time, live video, okay? Every week, give yourself the challenge. Keep doing it for 52 weeks, the whole year. And then you will find yourself like big progress and big confidence there as well. Like just I did over 2 years of Momentum Monday. I'm still on this growing journey, okay? Always unlimited growing journey, but I know that today of me definitely much better than before, like a year and 2 years ago, right? When I just started, I still remember when I was interviewing people and in the ice ring, I feel like how nervous I was, how awkward and a bad quality of that. But it's okay, we started from there, okay? Now the quality is much better, but still my daughter is criticizing me, oh, you should improve this and that. For example, my camera, even though it's a Logitech, during that time when I bought it, it's like the highest brand and the highest model, but now maybe a few years after the pandemic, it's already outdated. I need to search for a better quality one, right? And also the, let's say, the computer, maybe it's outdated as well. Everything needs to improve or upgrade, right? But we will get there, okay? Every day just keep going. Now let's get to the next category. So this is a category 5, right? By the way, on our content creator, you will get all those topics reference, okay? So you will know what topics you can talk about, especially related to your niche. Now category number 6, customer experience and engagement. This is super important. Like for example, step-by-step experience. You share your blueprint, you share roadmap. Like last week we talked about like 7-step abundance movement launch model. So we shared each step. And also sometimes you can give like a 5 days challenge, for example, on a theme, or for example, I have the content freedom challenge for 5 days. And that one is initially for free, right? And it give people some like experience. And then I have like a later become like I add a coaching, continuous coaching, and you can charge people money and some basic money, but it's really providing the best values for them, right? For example, we did 7 days challenges to claim and live on your purpose, or 14 days challenge on positive energy. We give quite some examples there, okay? You can refer to this guide, this content creator, and also like a calendar based launching timeline and content. All those ones gave people experience. If they join either your free offer or your charged offers, what they will go through. And sometimes you can even get one module of your program and teach that content, let people to feel, okay, and to experience what they can expect from your program, okay? So that's also calendar-based content guidance. That's what your customers could experience, okay? And let me see, number of days bootcamp on theme or major benefits, and all those kind of like bootcamp things, and also give people experience on the theme or major benefits, okay? You can just use any kind of sampler, just like a sampler, right? People taste it, and then they would have the belief and interest to go deeper with you. or to go through the whole journey. Like sometimes you just give them one part of the journey, right? Just hold their hands, help them, let them experience it. That's super important, okay? So your customers know what's going on. Now, the category 7, your program modules. Here is really like you use the specific modules to guide people, okay? And for example, 5 modules in sequence for the program, and you put all those like keywords, expanded topics based on those modules, and give them. You can use the like program module-based topics for your posts. Oh, by the way, the previous one we talked about is let them to experience your module. Here, the modules is like use those modules to create your content, right? So now you will not lose. For example, now you have either today we're talking 12 categories of 12 strategies for content creation, or for your niche you could have like, for example, 7 steps for, let's say, for like how to say, gain your energy, or 7 steps to regain your how to say that, your youth, or something like that, or like 9 steps to maintain a great relationship with your other half, something like that, right? Or like 5 steps to really boost your spirituality, something like that, right? To connect with your purpose. Different ones. Use those different steps. Every step you can expand, can create new posts. All right. I remember initially I was doing that. Like for example, in my 7-step module, I have a niche part, and related to niche, I will introduce different topics and posts. And another one is about content, another one about branding, another module is about your system, another module about your community, right? And another module is about your energy. It's like different levels and different modules. You can all create, expand them, create related topics. That will make your like especially this one, help your content to be strategic because it's related to your program. Eventually you have a call to action, get them to your program. Okay, so this is a great strategy. And next one, category 8, testimonials and successful cases. This one is a super important one, and you will never have enough of this. Okay, people love testimonial and successful stories, and they love stories, right? Case studies. You want to have, like, for example, quick testimonial, success, and shout out posts. And let's see, we have quite a few different ones, and a podcast or video interview with your bio partners or industrial expert or leaders that will also share your great testimonial stories, right? And even I remember in those product or program launching, you could also invite your successful customers to do the live testimonial, right? To share their journey, and that will be the best promotion for your program. Okay, and you get either text or video testimonial. Of course, video will be always best, and you can, based on the video, get the text one based on whatever marketing you're doing, right? You can use both media, both video and also text from your clients. And also successful case in post, case starting, post, blog, articles, podcast, Facebook Live, or YouTube. You see, just one case you can do multiple purpose and feature that on different platforms. And also like a podcast interview the successful clients. That's a great topic, right? And also video interview the successful clients, a live video or the pre-record. Okay, so put all of those together and where to show to the public. Okay, you find either your website, your LinkedIn public profile recommendations, right? And YouTube or the Facebook fan page also have the recommendation part. You want to leverage those ones as well, because those are proven public testimonial, because it's directed from other accounts, use clients' accounts. That will be compare with your own website, your own funnel, right? Those public ones, like social proofs, right, will be the best. And on YouTube as well, you can share your testimonial interviews. I have a playlist, whole playlist on my YouTube channel is for my testimonial interviews. So that's a great, all the great ways, right? This is the best categories for you, especially you are promoting your programs. These are social proof already. Okay, now category number 9, inside and outside of industrial inspirations and cases. This one, well, you need to have some big pictures. What's going on? What's the trend, right? Industrial trends. you do market research, and also follow your, for example, your role models. Observe what is going on, because those role models, normally, if they are the most successful one in your industry, they are normally the ones representing the trends, because they are also starting. They also keep adopting the best, like a cutting edge and like a innovative methods. So they represent the trends. So if you follow them, like I'm following Tony Robbins, Dean Gross, Russell Brunson, like say Adam Annett, I follow a few top ones, also like Oprah Winfrey for the spirituality part and storytelling part, right? So they are the trends. They create trends, right? So, and you could understand what's going on. And for example, like entrepreneurs and business, this industry, and sometimes you want to get out of industry to see what's going on. For example, the AI, right? AI is not necessary for the coaching. It's just for the IT innovation and related to other departments as well. For example, like Tesla or SpaceX, all across different industries. But you want to know some kind of a trends for you, for your message, for your information or content to be innovative, cutting edge, like matching the how to say the era's trends. And sometimes even you can create trends yourself as well if you are a thought leader, okay? And so that make your information is always like refreshing and relevant, right? And also like either you have the also like marketing related or speaking related and personal development related, like different industries, okay? And also like IT or like transportation or even a space or a movie and entertainment, right? Different industries all can give you great ideas, okay? So that's category number 9. Now category number 10, your hobbies and personal interests. Many people put this as their number 1, right? Because they don't know what else to share, so they share their hobbies and their personal interests. And by the way, I'm wondering, did I put in the categories just like your life itself, your family, your life? Because for some entrepreneurs or for some influencers, family is a big part. I know like a Gina Kutcher, I think her name is Gina Kutcher. She is the one used to be, she created big success from the podcast, from Instagram, because she's a photographer. She shared photos of herself, her family, her babies, and her husband, right? Everyone. It's just like looks like a very normal, just a family lives. But she created great like vibes and energy and interactions, right? Eventually, she grew over millions of followers on Instagram. Even Tony Robbins or Dean Gross, Russell Brunson were learning from her as well, and learn from her, like they call the JK5 categories, like they use the 5 different categories content. Okay, so here similarly, your hobbies, personal interests could be into one of those categories, right? You can share either, for example, I love arts. Sometimes I would like to share the arts, and I love traveling. I love like movies. Those all are great categories you can share. Of course, your family. My kids are now, they're teenagers, they do not want to show in my pictures, but you can still share your pictures, your own pictures, well, or like whatever, the same pictures, to share the family activities or inspirations, right? And especially your personal interests that will make people connect with you better. And now I'm swimming, and also I'm doing like outdoor activities, like not outdoor, I should say exercise, for example, play badminton, and also at the same time go outdoors, the hiking or walking. All those things could be also like exercise or health related, could also be your one of your like categories, right? Content categories. So yeah, just find like they call it JK5, find 5 different ones. 2 could be related to a business, another 3 should be life related and your hobby interest related. So make that a diversity, and also your content will not be boring, and at the same time people know the comprehensive of you, connect with you and your life, and it will be more trustworthy, right? So now, oh, by the way, so everything is connection, okay? Everything, whatever business we're doing, it's all about connection, okay? So those contents will build up true, genuine connection. Now, category 11, important live events and holidays. Those ones are live events and happening. For example, today we have the Momentum Monday live event, and 2 weeks ago, me and my daughter, we traveled to Orlando for EXMA Expo 2023, our first time. But it's also like it's about health, and not directly related to my my business or my coaching business, but I use that to I actually initially share not for my business at all, okay? I just share for my intention, like I mentioned earlier. I just want to contribute. I just want to add values to other people's health, right? We had like a social group. It's totally not money related, a non-profit. I supported my daughter to create it. It's called Goodbye Eczema, to help patients like her struggling with eczema skin condition, itchy, red skin condition because of their immune system or allergies, right? To help them. So I share the information for them as well. So all this kind of thing, live events, not necessary to be your industry or your niche specific live events, you can also share. And also holidays, all are great events. Like for example, we just celebrated Mother's Day, Father's Day, right? Independence Day in the US. All those are great opportunities to inspire people. Okay, so you are not just like a boringly share, oh, this is this holiday. But if, for example, when we were celebrating Chinese New Year, I can share the zodiacs, I can share the some like culture information, inspirations there, and also blessing to people. See, all those are great opportunities. All right, so let's move on. Okay, finally, the last category, 12. This one is almost like unlimited. It's life experiences, spontaneous creativity, repurpose and rejuvenation. Okay, it's like spontaneous creativity. You want to have some more spontaneous. Now maybe a lot of my content in this category. The previous ones are important, but a lot of it is like spontaneous. I'm quite a spontaneous person, by the way. I'm quite a creative person as well. Oh, because also life is happening every day. A majority, maybe over 90% of our life is not in our plan. And that's why we need to be flexible. Every day you could get new inspirations, right? Because we grow. Every day we have new thoughts, new thinking, new things happening, and you get new inspirations. That's why you want to be spontaneous, right? So every day, whatever. So as long as you have this kind of thoughts, okay, today I want to contribute. Every day you want to contribute, so you just get whatever is the best of your day. Whatever happens is the best. Sometimes it's even challenges, difficulties, strugglings, or even tears. Okay, I had a car accident a few days last Sunday. What I learned from it, right? Out of what observation and inspiration I get, and through the journey, what kind of maybe initially it's like a suffering and tragedy, like miserable, whatever, right? But eventually, what I get from that, and how through this process I practice even my patience. I still enjoy my. Now I do not have a car. I have to borrow kids' dad car, and another day we called Uber and Lyft, and it's more expensive. I know it's time consuming as well. It's definitely not convenient. Now today I need to buy grocery. I asked my daughter after the live video, right? This evening we need to walk. We need to go to the nearby, in walking distance, the supermarket to get their milk, get their like bread, or get my lemons, like that, right? So, but what I got through this journey, I'm now today still enjoying my abundant life. Today I'm still sharing you the great knowledge. And another day, for example, 2 days ago, yeah, I was quite scared, like dragging, you could say dragging or move or whatever words. It's just like poor, like my damaged car, right? The front right tire is almost like broken and fallen. I was scared to death, but I was driving it to the most nearby, just like within 1,000 meters away, just 2 blocks away, the auto care stop, the auto care like a place. But it's just like so scary because I can smell the burning smell of the tire, and I can feel like my car is not really balanced, right? I have to like how to say, control this wheel to keep the balance, and it's just like inch by inch and meter by meter move on the road. And when you cross like the crossroad, right, I was scared to death, and which all the cars passed without any car. And I moved a little bit, and then I honk, I give the honk, I use the like flashlights, everything. And eventually I was praying all the way. I was praying. I was scared. I was like scared, and I admitted that, right? Praying all the way. Every second, God, please help me, help me drag this car into the auto care. And eventually I successfully made it into that auto care. Whew! Such a big relief, right? But what I learned from that journey, right? By the way, the who's the owner told me, whoever is asking you to drive, urging you to drive this car into for repair, right, must not like you. I was sharing that with my relatives. I said, oh, you guys do not like me because you are urging me to drive my car to repair. It's just a joke, right? But it's true, right? It's dangerous. It's scary. Like, of course, you can say you can have a tow truck, but it's just like 1,000 meters. I was putting maybe more faith in God. But I'm not sharing this story to encourage you to do that yourself. Okay, if you have a damaged car, it's better to use the tow truck because eventually the insurance company will like pay it. But I cannot wait for that. Okay, the insurance company, they're taking forever, and even the inspector, whatever. So that's another story. But my point is, any occasional things happening every day is out of our expectation, right? Could be good thing, also could be a tragedy. But how you can get the best from it. Now this journey become my joke journey, okay, become my of course my faithful praise story of God, at the same time a joke for our relatives, and also like encouragement to myself, and now I get more patience, right, and also more courage maybe, but definitely not encouraging to do those risky things, but it's just like life happens every day, right? So it's just like every day can get a new inspirations. Always be a humble student. Open yourself, open to whatever life is bring to you, and still use a positive mindset to embrace it. All right. So that's for today. Wow, we've already passed 1 hour. So I think that's for today. The 12 categories of a great content strategies. Okay. Make sure that you will check under this video the comment. Get our free copy of Your Content Creator for Expert and Leaders, right? You will find it's so great. We have all these examples and 52 hot topics there as well. And if you want to pay just a few more bucks to get advanced copy, you can definitely do that. And this week, by the way, Thursday, not like usual, we will not have our masterclass or live event on Thursday because on Wednesday I'm traveling to Las Vegas to attend 4 days of live events, live convention, like a financial industry annual convention for 4 days. So, and I will definitely share my inspirations, even though I will also share daily my abundance reading still. And maybe, who knows, it's not a masterclass, but I will maybe hop onto my live video on my Facebook Live, yeah, in my on my profile, to share with you what's my best learning experience, because they invited so many great speakers and successful ones, not just for speaking, okay, but successful business owners, entrepreneurs share the great messages. So I would definitely have a lot to share. So stay in tune. So, and just make sure that you will get a content creator and start to create your content. Okay, make sure that you DM me or like put a comment under video. Let me know what's your challenge or what great aha moment you may get, or whatever support you need. I would be love to support you. Okay, I love to see people use their gifts, use their like talents, their blessings to create great content, so that that's part of their contribution and help to this world, right? It's also, you can put that's part of your business, because our business is not your business. Now my business is my life is my business, so there's no separation, and it's great because I'm doing what I love to do. So the content I love to create, I love to contribute, even though sometimes it's not directly generating money, I'm still happy for it. Okay, so, and some of them created my needs, created my clients. That's great as well, right? So we are here not just for our clients, but we are here for all the people. Okay, we are here focused on serving our niche clients, but at the same time we are here to serve the world. Okay, so that's our abundant entrepreneurs. We are here for the whole world. I will look forward to your feedback, and let's have more conversation about great content and how we can keep creating, and what great ideas, strategic ideas you would supplement. I would love to hear. I'm always open to learn. Okay, so let's grow and grow together and impact more lives out there. All right, so have a great momentum today and for the rest of the week, and we will have more momentum to share. Okay, take good care. Bye bye.